Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the LesBi Real podcast with your host, Genesis and
Mariah.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
So, before we get into our episode today, can we just talk about how we uploaded a podcast?
So we did a thing. We put a podcast out, and it seems to be that people are actually watching it.
Yeah,
so it's kind of fun.
It's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like at work, I get feedback. Like
my mom calls me.
Yeah, it's like people are like, "Oh my god, I listened. It was great," and like hearing all the feedback is really wild. So we recorded quite a few of these
in advance.
So this is the first episode that we're doing after posting it.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting because like
we chatting.
Yeah.
We chat.
And like now we're listening to ourselves back, to like post it. Someone in their car is like, stop doing that.
What do you mean?
Someone's on their way to work. You're making me ill. Yeah. So it's like we did so much like legwork and like little technical things behind the scenes. Like I'm trying my hand at editing.
You're doing a great job.
Listen, I inserted a photo in one of the episodes for the YouTube.
She bleeped things out.
I bleeped something out.
Yeah. And I'm here like, yeah, let's do a podcast. Just upload. And I had no idea all the things that actually...
The tiny little details.
That transpired to upload a RSS feed. Yeah,
RSS
I had no idea. She's
feed,
like, how are we going to get on... I was like, I don't know. Press the button.
Yeah, no.
This is when my age is finally shown. Like, I don't know if...
Hold on. Maybe she'll stop. I'm so sorry.
It's good.
This is on my laptop. So like if y'all just heard those really loud dings, bing, bing. It was my mom. Shout out.
Hi.
Hey,
but
girl.
Yeah, we're
doing it.
We're doing it. Oh, and my age. I thought that I was like really with the times in terms of technology and stuff like that, and all the things that you seem to do so effortlessly in terms of the podcast, uploading and things like that is wild to me. It's absolutely wild. I'm like, wow, I had no idea.
But I like podcasting. So I kind of also knew a little bit about like kind of like what it takes to upload it to, like, I've done more research than just listen to podcasts. Like
I've been talking about doing a podcast for so long. None of this research. None. You're like, I just knew because I watch a lot of things and like I just knew what it required. And I'm like, yeah, no. Just press the button and it go on the computer. Like that's where I'm at.
But yeah, so just an update. We've officially posted this.
Yeah. All right.
So far, listen, on YouTube, 20 subscribers.
Yo, we're killing it.
Killing it.
We appreciate all 20 of y'all.
All 20 of you guys.
20 of y'all. Appreciate you.
It's actually really interesting to look at the analytics and stuff like that.
It's fun. This is a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it.
Me too.
It's a lot of fun. So yeah.
Well, I'm actually really excited. Naturally, I just finished telling you guys how much I like podcasts. And I've been wanting to do something for a while, which is like every other podcast, read Reddit. Stories and Reddit things.
She's been talking about this for so long that we have to finally do it. So I guess explain.
So, there's like a few people who do, like, a lot of people will do the AMAs. Am I the asshole? Or AMA is Ask Me Anything. Am I the asshole is like a really popular one that people like to debate. Yeah. So I figured, why don't we go into the gay side of Reddit? In particular, the lesbian side of Reddit, and just see what's going on in the community, like what questions people are asking. So what we can debate.
So let me just get straight. So the point is to just provide our opinions. Just correct. What as individuals.
Yeah. So sometimes they're going to ask a question.
Okay.
And we can answer the question. If they say, should I do this versus this, say what they should do and why.
Okay.
But we are going to keep all of the posts anonymous just to be on the safe side.
Sure.
So I have a few locked and loaded on my phone.
Let's go.
There's some that are shorter, some that are a little long-winded, so I'll try to read what's important.
Let's do it.
But yeah, so let's start off with the light one. It's a short one, but I think it's a really good question in the community, just because
I have no idea what you're gonna ask.
I know.
I'm a little nervous.
So, as someone who is also attracted to women, how would you feel about your partner calling another woman attractive? That's the title.
Okay.
So, from what I understand, most straight women would be offended by a partner calling another woman hot, somewhat reasonably. In a women love women relationship, would you mutually say that another woman is attractive, or would you be upset that your partner was looking at other women? And then there's an edit, but we'll do that after we kind of go over a few things.
All right.
Which, I mean, it is interesting. Because, like, in my case, I'm pansexual, as we've gone over.
Mm-hmm.
So, in my boat, it could be quite a few different types of people that I find attractive. I just think about it's maybe more about comfortability and, like, the boundaries of your relationship.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So, let me just get this straight.
Mm-hmm.
Would I be okay if you told me someone else was attractive?
Correct.
But, like, what's the content? Like,
so say we're at a lesbian event.
Okay.
We're out.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. Lesbians everywhere. And others, non-binaries as well. We welcome the gays, the theys, the thems.
All of them.
Say we're at a lesbian party.
Okay.
And, let me make this might help.
Okay.
Another mask walks by.
Okay.
And I'm like, that person's attractive. What do you think? How would you feel about that?
I feel like we've done this before. Remember when we went to Henrietta's?
Well,
we can't say that either.
No.
We don't know that. I have no idea. This person may no longer exist. Honestly, they could have. I don't. They could be in a newspaper somewhere.
You know what? Sure.
We went to Henrietta's
for.
Oh, but I can see maybe because it was a different kind.
It was Halloween, no? Why we were there?
It was Halloween weekend. No, yeah, it was Halloween weekend.
Yeah, because people were dressed up. Yeah,
it was Halloween weekend.
She asked us what our costumes were.
No, we're talking about the wrong people. Yo, we be checking out people apparently. That's not who I'm talking. That's not that shorty.
No. Correct, but that was that same night, right?
Yeah, it was the same night.
Okay, just making sure. So then it was
Halloween. Yeah, the people in front of us.
Yeah,
they were mad annoying.
What are you? Wow, they were like, "What are you guys dressed as?" And I was like, "A married couple." Straight face. She just stared at me.
All right. Yeah. So there were. All right. So I guess we should speak on that because maybe you're trying to push the ante. But
I mean, I am.
Yeah. So this is so gay. There was another mask. I guess working the line or whatever. Like
she was helping because she looked like she was standing on business.
Well, she had the business. She.
I'll get through it.
So she had a cake.
She had.
I feel really gay. Like I would never speak on another mask like this. I'm real. You know.
She had
love is love, but she had a butt. She had such a big butt, and I was like, "You see that?"
And
look at that.
When I turned around, I'm not thinking like.
Nah, you wasn't expecting that.
I was not expecting that. Yo, like that mask had the fattest ass I've ever seen in my life.
The wildest.
I'm like, how did you decide to become a mask with that?
And then for Halloween night I can't even. It was that crazy to wear what she was wearing, those tight ass pants.
Yeah, she had tight black pants on. I don't remember.
She was wearing I remember everything. She was wearing. I remember it. Ooh.
I remember everything.
I remember everything. She was. She had a white button down with suspenders. Is that
you're right.
Mm-hmm. And then she had the hat,
Diablo.
the Sherlock Holmes hat.
Oh, you're right. It was something. I don't know what it was.
An impression
on you.
On me.
Yeah.
That was wild though.
Yeah,
I've never in my
she
life.
Was like, no. She was like, baby, you gotta look. You
turn right now. Even if it's awkward, you gotta turn.
You gotta look. Now. And every time she walked by, because then she's like
walking back and forth. Yeah.
So we're just watching her like. From
every angle, it just remained.
It was
Oh, but we also speak about sometimes we see women with like BBLs and stuff like that.
And I love it.
Yeah,
I'm immediately like, can't wait. My first thing.
I can't wait.
Can't wait for that to be me.
So like, yeah, I think that.
So I think it's a little different with this scenario because I mean, you're telling me to look at someone's fat ass. Wait, what?
But what about the BBL?
What about it?
I think like
like
pointing that out, I'm like, yo, you see that? That's crazy.
I mean, but like, hello.
But some
people would have issues with that. No, I guess you're right. For me in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I think we're just looking at BBLs from a completely different view.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think the way we're looking is like, damn, yo, that waist to ass ratio,
crazy.
Wild.
What size? So where do you think she shops for jeans? That's how typically, like, where do you think they go shopping? Because you can't buy clothes.
She'll try to point someone out who's like an extreme outlier, and I see it and my eyes light up immediately, and I'm like, that's what I want. And she's like, that's not too much, and I'm like, no.
It's never too much.
It's literally never too much. I love a BBL.
I love me a good BBL. I love me a good BBL.
But I guess so. Back to the
like size 6 jeans.
No,
but wait, I'm not done. Size 6 jeans at the waistline, and then size 22 on from
pretty much.
Yeah,
you just gotta sew every pair of jeans you
custom made.
You have to because like when your proportions are like that, like
wild.
I truly don't know where you get. I don't know.
No sir.
I would be in leggings all the time.
Okay. So
if I were to point out a mask to you,
yeah,
and I'm like, wow, she's attractive, and she's just walking. I'm so sorry, audio listeners. She's smacking the mic. So in our situation, it's a no.
No, in mine.
No, for you.
Like, that's wild disrespectful, bro.
No, it is. And that's why I think it makes it a little difficult, because it depends on the context of what this person's talking about.
Okay, vice versa.
You see, that's the thing, though, is that I always ask you. So actually, usually when we see a mask, she'll go, you telling me you don't want that? That's the exact...
Yo, but it's the wild...
No, she will pick...
the most extreme.
She'll pick the most extreme thing I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, why would
teardrop right here coming down. Like,
she's like, you want that, right?
From the bury.
You're just trying to make me mad.
You're trying real hard.
Trying. So it's like, sometimes when we're out, I'll be like, we'll just be out and about.
Living our life.
And she'll see a mask and be like, you want that? There's no way you don't want that. And I'm like, no, I don't want that. She's like, I don't believe it. But then I always ask, like, oh, is this person your type? Or is this person your type? And then she'll make a comment about how someone is completely not her type. And it's the most beautiful person you've ever seen in their life. And I'm like, how do you not think she's pretty?
Because you're my type.
Oh, well, okay.
That's my type. Never thought about it like that.
Carry on. I don't want to talk about it.
I'm mad.
But you're right. But yeah, no, I think in our situation, I think we can agree when someone is like we know like that's an attractive man, that's an attractive woman. But in terms of being like, wow, she's hot. Like, I think I can only get away saying that about Meg Thee Stallion.
Oh, like famous people don't count.
No, yeah. But you know, for some girls, famous people
count. That's what I'm saying. That's crazy. But like, yeah, famous people don't count.
Yeah. Which I'm glad. Because like, I love Meg Thee Stallion.
We know. I don't.
Well, we as in
you.
My friends know.
Yeah.
How much I like Meg Thee Stallion. But yeah, so I think like that's different. I think in their situation, I don't think it's gonna fly.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, no, because it kind of, and also like if you have insecurities, like as a baseline in your relationship,
yeah, that's tough.
It's like because like we're also in a great place where we know that that's not what we mean.
No,
but if you have to constantly be, questioning that with your partner, probably that's not the best thing for you guys to do, is to try to compliment other women,
because you're not even there yet.
Yeah, you're just not there.
I think with time, with trust and stuff like that, unless people come from different backgrounds in terms of like,
right,
people stepping out and stuff, I could understand.
Well, I think if any person's ever stepped out of the relationship, that should never come out your mouth to compliment someone else.
Yeah, you
to that capacity.
That's taken away from you.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, you can't
like,
do that.
Nah.
That's a dub.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
like I already stayed after you was on some bullshit. Nah,
stupid.
like nah, you're not allowed to compliment anyone. I don't care how obvious it is. Like,
no sir.
No, all right, don't even go there.
That's
so
good.
How'd you feel about that first
one? I like
one?
that. That was pretty good. I like that.
Right?
I could do more of these. I'm intrigued by this. I like it.
This is why I've been waiting to do this. I'm like, this is phenomenal. So that's why I like kind of picked that one as the first one. Because it's like, how would you feel in your case? Problem. In my case, it would just depend on the intent. That's all. Let's see. What's the other one? Ooh, maybe you'll have more insight on this. Why is the lesbian dating scene like so awful? Is the title.
Okay.
I've been looking for a girlfriend for years now, and it seems like a good one. Most of the girls I date are usually just mean, money hungry, or just want sex all the time. And I'm not one to deny any sexual activity. I just feel like it shouldn't be the main thing in a relationship. I want to have a genuine connection with people, but it seems as if I'm just used as a tool, I guess. I'm not perfect at all, but I wish people could hold a conversation at least even once the dating, or at least even once. Hold on. Sorry.
It's okay.
This person is using no punctuation.
It's okay.
Even the dating apps I've tried, everyone just replies really dry messages or just asking to hook up. The last relationship I was in was really good. Then she like blocked me out of nowhere, and I'm guessing it's because she got back with her ex or whatever. I'm like totally okay with long distance relationships, with things like that. But every relationship is becoming harder and harder to trust people. There's a few things. Oh, are you okay?
My whole tooth out. Like, hi everybody. Straight gums.
Like, okay,
I'm sorry, mama.
We're good. I'm screaming. Yeah, no, there's like quite a few things to kind of dissect in there.
So I think in terms of why does it suck, I think particularly here in where we live in New York, we're in the tri-state, like just New York.
Yeah,
the community itself is so small. You know, there's times where you walk into a room or you go to a room of
a lesbian event.
Yeah, or even here out in Feathers and stuff like that.
Even locally.
You know, the community is so small where you're bound to run into somebody because you dog sat for their cousin. And that's also, you know what I mean? It's it's such a mixy pot. Or like even when you start to speak to someone from the neighborhood, or I mean within
the community.
New York, the community, it's like you know them by a third degree of somebody else. So that's always messy, or they've dated somebody that you know and stuff. So that can get, that could be difficult.
I wouldn't know though. So that's the thing. This is why I'm like, this is a perfect one for you, because like I think really
I saw it more so when I was younger. Where now I'm not really outside like that. I'm not. We'll go to we'll go out once a month, right? We'll go out and stuff like that to an events and stuff. Like we went to a
grand opening.
Grand opening that I also knew somebody else by a third degree of you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So like you know, or I'm even talking before that when we went out.
Oh, what was that party?
Whatever. It's like some lesbian party,
a lesbian party
that we went to, and then of course you walk into the room. You know someone, but then you could speak to them and stuff like that. But then you're also in a room with people that, wow, I remember that person from this person because I dated this one, and it's just
the community's too tiny. It's not enough to go
small.
around.
The pool is real dirty at this point. Like someone forgot to put the filter on. Yeah. You know,
not the Brita filter.
Exactly. So it can be messy because people already have these, or at least for me, I can speak on me. The way that I was years ago is something that I'm completely different now. So I think sometimes also coming into rooms like that or coming into situations like that and seeing people that you know, it's like, you know me from one era of my life. I'm so different now, but I also, and then it's just, I guess it gets more complex in your own brain because it's like, well, I don't have to show who I am now or how much I've changed and stuff, but they, you know, whatever negative that you might have done, that's it. It carries you through, and vice versa. When I see people, I'm like, I remember her stank You know, hey, how are you?
Hey,
you know, let's be real. I mean, it happens with everybody.
It's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's interesting because I think you have a really good insight on that. Versus me, I'm like, I don't know anybody. So we go out to these places. She's like, I might know everybody in this room, and I'm like, I don't know anyone. I didn't know community things at all. Like when I was living in Connecticut, so I didn't have that experience. Like for me, finding a lesbian was just hard enough as it was, and then to find a mask, forget about it. You know what I mean? Like I think it would have been cool to be growing up, or at least like live in New York and like be able to attend those things to like be like, oh, this is what the community's like. But I guess like let's kind of touch upon like she kind of mentioned some stereotypes that are pretty interesting. So sometimes they're just mean, money hungry, or want sex all the time. Like, which I think is really interesting. I kind of have noticed that there's always a through line in love women relationships where like someone is mean, like really mean for some reason. And you can kind of tell. And I mean, we've had conversations where we'll see something that someone's posted on Instagram and we're like, why would they post that about their partner? Or even in person when they speak ill. Oh yeah. It's wild. And so it's interesting because we're just kind of like, I would never say that to another person. Like, why would I want my partner to look bad? Yeah. You know, especially like strangers, like not strangers, but like people like, your surface level with, or not even surface level, like even being online, like on a line for a party or something like that, and you just hear some of the conversations being held, and you're like, yo, that's crazy. You're like, wow, that's wild. How does that work? Yeah. So I mean, I feel like being mean is a pretty interesting through line that I've noticed, but like not a lot of people talk about it. No, or maybe they do, and I just haven't heard it. Or money hungry. Yeah, which is interesting because I guess I don't ever, maybe it's my lack of experience. I don't really associate lesbians with being money hungry. Yeah, I don't. But I have had experiences where a certain image that you put out and stuff like can attract certain people because that's not what they want, but that's what they want. Yeah, but like I can see how it happens. Yeah, but I also don't think that's just limited to just women loving women. Like I think that's just in general. In general, I wonder if this person's like a mask because it doesn't say. Sometimes they do. She didn't. I wonder if she's a mask, and that's where the money hungry and just want sex all the time is coming from. Yeah, because there's also like that big thing about like femmes being pillow princesses. So I wonder if like that's kind of where she's coming from. Maybe. And like just want and like. I mean, some girls do just want sex all the time, right? But it's like you're looking for a relationship. It's but like that should have been discussed from the beginning, though. You could tell if you meet up with someone with the intent of how you're speaking to somebody, if that's just what you're going to get. Yeah. I also wonder how old they are. True. Because this could also have a lot to do with it. Like, especially like conversations being really dry. Well, my experience on Hinge was 100% true. Like, it was like our conversations were night and day from compared all the other convos I was having. Like half of the time I was just like, what the hell is going on? And the majority of the time for me was like, so when you gonna come see me type, like, wow, you gonna come over right now? Any of my questions? I didn't. I know you didn't. You just like the photo, but I'm talking about conversation starters that people would try to have were pretty not gross, but it was. I saw the intent. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But I think that's also. I think you didn't see it that way. I didn't take the image that I was giving off. Correct. Might have been. I was like, hey girl. Yeah. I didn't get like the vibe. Like also, I'm also not that type of person to just reach out to someone and be like, so when we going to bed? Like, you know, come to my hotel. Like it's not something I would have ever done. Yeah. So it's like when you tell me the stories about like the things that people have said to you, I'm just like, oh, like I've only ever had that really happen with men, like who like say wild stuff to me. With girls are nasty. Y'all are nasty. Nasty. But you see, it took someone to just be nice. You don't have to be that aggressive. It took someone just to like a photo. And I was upset because I was used to getting nasty messages. And I was like, I'm not here to slut you out. I'm not. You right. Hey. Hi. But like, we also just had conversation in general. Yeah. Like even if we weren't on a dating app,
Yeah.
like I was like, wow, this person literally knows how to communicate.
Yeah.
You know, I think it is true. Like sometimes, like it would be like, hey, what you doing? Chilling. You chilling. What do you do for work? Like, yeah. I feel like even
I've had those messages too.
And it's like, we're not talking.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
We're good.
Bye.
Talk to you later. Mm. You know, assuming they made it past the 48-hour rule.
Well, thank the Lord.
Thank the Lord for that.
Mm.
So, do you think the lesbian dating scene is awful?
I don't think it's awful. I think it's it depends on the age, because it's all, I think, not that it's awful. I think it's harder, especially as you get older and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't think it's awful. I think it just takes time. I don't think it's easy.
No.
I think it's harder. I think it's harder when compared to a heterosexual, in which I have nothing to compare it to because I've never dated a man.
Not in my experience.
But
not in my experience. No. They said there was a mask shortage. I found one immediately. So I don't know.
You're right.
Hey, girl.
Hey.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that it's more difficult in terms of outside of, I think it's more difficult as lesbians or as gay people in general to date.
And like be in a completely fresh scene.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen.
Yeah,
it's just hard.
It's difficult.
Okay. Well,
that was good.
You like that one?
That was good. I like that one.
I have one that's kind of touching off of that.
Okay. Shoot.
Title. Why are people like this? She just ghosted me and let me find out she found someone new on her social media 2 weeks later. So I'm sorry, that title was horrible. Basically, she was ghosted by someone and that person posted their relationship 2 weeks later on social media. What's funny?
Oh, this is no.
This was 33 days ago.
Huh?
It was 33 days ago. Don't sweat.
Right. That shit was funny though.
I don't know why. I don't know why that would be funny.
Oh man.
Shall I read?
Yeah, go. I was like, wow, you really you. So actually, we're going to go for it. What a scumbag. Go.
I just want to talk about things.
Yeah, no, you're like, and this one in particular, you may be able to resonate with. So here you go.
I was talking to this woman for over a year. She told me that she wasn't ready to date and wanted to take things slow. So I respected that.
Okay.
I never pushed. I gave her space and I genuinely cared about her.
Okay.
She'd say things like, you make my heart happy. And when I told her I really liked her and hoped she would be mine one day, she replied, I really like you too. No rush. I'm here for you. That made me believe I didn't have to worry about someone else being in the picture. She kissed me, went on dates with me, acted invested. And then, without warning, she disappeared. Stopped responding, sent a call to voicemail, left me unread. Weeks later, I see her posting online about creating magic with someone new. Clearly something romantic. She never blocked me. She knew I see it. The hardest part isn't missing her. It's the betrayal. It's knowing she made me feel safe and then left without a word. I didn't even want her back. I just want her to know how cruel this was. I gave patience, warmth, and understanding. And in return, I got silence and a front row seat to her new happiness. I keep asking myself, why wasn't I worth honesty? How could someone go from telling me I made their heart happy to pretending I never existed? I'm not here for pity. I just need to know. Has anyone else been ghosted like this only to watch the person suddenly post someone new? How do you deal with the grief, the anger, and the sense of being erased?
Well, I think this is a two-part thing because first of all, there was no title.
Oh.
I'm sorry, we're neighbors.
Our neighbors are just, watching us record.
Yeah.
You're right. There is no title.
There was no. So I'm gonna come from two different. There was no title, and she even asked. There was no title. Stop, bro. This is. There was no title, so I think that everyone's at liberty to do as they please.
Correct.
She wasn't claiming you. She told you she wasn't claiming you. She did tell you that you had nothing to worry about.
But she was kissing her.
That don't.
She was kissing her and going on dates for over a year.
Oh, it's over a year.
Yeah.
Now you stupid then. You
don't
got an anniversary date now? That's crazy.
Yeah, and like the girl kept saying, "Oh, I don't want to rush things."
But at the end of the day, there was no.
This
title.
is true. You did try to say that she liked her, and she was like, "No rush." Like every time you mentioned it. Right?
Yeah. So where's the bound? So what? I guess we should know. Were there any conversations about in terms of boundaries being exclusive in the sense of not exclusivity in the sense of just being in a relation, but exclusivity in the sense of not being monogamous, but like I'm getting to know you more. I can respect that. I'm just getting to know you more. Where I don't want to make it official or anything like that, but I'm here. But if I
feel it out,
but if I want to speak to other people, that should also I should be okay. It should be okay for me to explore other options.
Yeah,
and if I get deeper, then I should inform. I think that's okay.
I wonder if this is like a younger person, not like young, like 18 young, but no. I wonder 20s. If it's like an early 20s, like kind of situation, because it does sound like you think that you're building something with someone, right? And it's like every time you're like, "Hey, I like you," hey, they're always like, "Oh, no rush, don't worry about it." You know what I mean? But at what point do you have to like take the bull by the horns for yourself and protect yourself, right? Because like
from the beginning you should have, because I would have given it maybe 3. I think you should.
Yeah, go ahead.
Usually there's like a 3 to 4 month I think that people should date for, which was a script before.
So before, Mariah had a hard and fast rule. We gotta date for
some time,
for 3 to 4 months for us to consider anything at all. Not in my experience, but in other experiences, I think that you had I think it was a way to protect yourself. Yeah. And to like,
I don't know what the fuck happened Labor Day though.
I don't know what happened Labor Day. What happened, girl?
Wildness.
Go back to episode 1 and 2 if you want to know.
Yeah. So I think that, I think after 4 months, if you're still, like you're becoming more invested in the person and stuff like that, and there's still no clear indication of what direction you're going for, I think you should ask for clarification. Yeah. But if you're still met with that response of no, then I think
pull back.
Not even pull back. Don't you want to be with someone that wants you?
Yeah. Who wants you like outwardly?
Not only that, but also just like
someone who
I don't want to see you with anybody. Like I don't want to see you with anyone else.
Yeah. And I think at what point when you're hitting the year marker, you're like, damn.
Yeah, that's a lot for a year, bro. A year. That's a lot.
And that's what's hard about this too, because I also don't want to put this all on the Redditor.
Oh, like, you're right.
At the end of the day, it's like they were invested in someone for over a year, and that this person also gave them no indication of slowing down either. Yeah. Like they continued to go on dates to like kiss each other and kind of build this relationship. It was just, I don't want to date you. Like, I just wonder, like, on the other person's side, what was the block for them that they couldn't even say anything about it either? Like, hey, no, I don't like you like that. Yeah. Like, I'm just here to practice is what it seems like, you know? So it's like, I'm sorry, Redditor, but I think you should have pulled out sooner. Yeah. Because
you didn't pull out, so you came to no conclusion.
Good save. Good save. Good job.
Thanks.
All right. Let's see. Do you like that one?
Yeah, that was good.
Now, this is what I've been waiting to read. Why are you stressed?
I don't know, because every time I don't. The other one made me nervous.
So we've mentioned this a few times already. Title: There are no mask shortages. Very controversial topic. Yeah. Super controversial. They even started this out, I will get downvoted, which means, so you can like upvote or downvote on Reddit. If you like something, you upvote it. If you don't like it, you downvote it. So, which is the easiest way to explain it. So they said, I will get downvoted, but I saw a TikTok that brought me down as a stem. There has been so much hate towards butches, masks, tomboys, stems, and studs lately, and I'm wondering where the hell this came from. Femmes mentioned how the majority of us lesbians are biphobic, we are overhyped and not attractive, all cheaters, etc. Which got me thinking, are no masculinity shortages. You femmes expect us all to either be skinny or gym rats with muscle and with no other acceptance. And white, no other acceptance. Okay. Acceptance. I don't know what they're trying to say. The racism in the community is heartbreaking as well, but that's a topic for another day. I guess I'm offended because 1 minute we all act or try to act like men, but when we practice feminine activities, that's an issue as well. All masks are the same, but God forbid if a mask calls out femmes for anything. It's the world against us, since society views feminine women as soft, sweet, and innocent. I can go on, but that was disheartening to view. And then it says, edit. I'm not talking about the femmes who call out their exes or experiences the worst from their partners or mass friends, by the way. This is 100% valid. Please understand, I'm only talking about the ones who are just talking down on us because they're all assholes.
So let me get this straight. It's about feminine women picking at masks.
So what they're saying is that there's not actually a mask shortage. It's just femmes only want a specific type of mask, so it makes it feel like there's a shortage of them. But in reality, they're saying that if they're not skinny, if they're not white, and if they're biphobic.
But what does that have to do with just masks? Isn't that just someone's preference?
I think it is someone's preference, but I think the issue that this person is trying to bring up is that there are more of us out there. You guys just don't want the ones who are here. So it's like there's not a shortage. You just have a linear view of what you want.
Do you think that's true?
It's hard because I think you're kind of right in terms of, well, if I don't want someone who's skinny or I do want someone who's skinny, I should be able to say I don't like that.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, is this person coming from a place where someone very specifically doesn't like who they are as a mask, even though they like masks? Because I think that's another thing too. I'm attracted to masks, right? That doesn't mean I'm attracted to every single mask who's out there.
Yeah.
Because I'm definitely not. Right?
And that could be said same for me.
And the same for femmes. It's like, yeah, I like femmes, not every femme.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pansexual. That doesn't mean I like every single person who falls under every single gender that I like.
Yeah.
So, but like at the same time, are they wrong where there's like maybe just a lot of shallow femmes who it's like they wouldn't talk to certain people because they don't fit a certain standard? Like, that's not the right type of
I don't even think a standard. Yeah. I just think it's what you're attracted to. I think it's so, and I think this could just also be someone. Okay, for example, the type of masks that you see on Instagram, TikTok, all that,
posting thirst traps
that are edgy appearing and give this image off, like the thirst traps and stuff like that. It's tough when that's what is portrayed as a mask, and how they should look and how they should talk and how should they appear and stuff like that. Because this could be someone that's trying to achieve that look or that lifestyle or that type of look, and they just can't achieve that, and then they can have this output.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I do think that masks aren't allowed to be feminine.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The language, I think, is changing a little bit. Like I've noticed, like at least
just
on Instagram,
golden retriever mask, like these different types of terms. I was just used to the terms AG. Now I'm dating myself,
which is funny because like where I came, not that we didn't call mask, but it was a stud. Like it was just stud.
So I just used the word AG and that was it. It's this new generation that's coming out and like this labels. New lingo and there's a stem, a soft, like it's just it's a lot. It's
giving soft mask.
Yeah. So and I do understand. I think that there's some things that I do that are pretty feminine. Like I get my nails done. I mean, but no. Like I remember once going into, I was walking up a road and it was like an ASPCA type donation box or something like that, and it was like an AG / I guess a mask nowadays, and they had dreads. They were cool. It was fine. I was like, oh, do you want to donate? I was like, nah, I'm good. And then saw my nails and was like, you do your nails? And I was like, of course. This is right before I met you. I was like, of course I do. Why not? They're like, you're that type. And like she was kind of like she at first was trying to make fun of it, and then I guess my response was like, of course I get my nails done. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go get a French tip right now.
Not the French tip, I'm screaming.
I'm gonna get French tips. What are you talking about, my guy? And she was like, you're that type of you're that kind of lesbian. And I'm like, I guess.
Well, maybe I feel like when people make comments about certain things, it's because it's something they wish they could do that they could never do.
Of course, yeah, no,
yeah.
Like we just spoke about just a few episodes ago. I was just like, homophobic in my own ways. You know what I mean? So like, I mean, it took me a lot to do this. I think I've always wanted to do this, but I also think trying ventures and trying new things out, like it's a conversation starter. You know what I mean? Like
it's true. I mean, it's hard for me because in my mind I'm like, are you not a woman? I mean, not you because you're a they them, but like, are you not a woman? Like, why can't you get your nails done? Like, I feel like people are just so pigeonholed and like, how is it that we have gender roles for masks and femmes when we're both women?
We're both women
at the end of the day, but it's because you're more masculine presenting, you do this, and because I'm more feminine, I'm supposed to do this. Like, it's like, even though like we're the community who's like, oh, we want to make sure that we're all inclusive, but it's like as soon as it's a mask and femme relationship, you throwing out the trash, I'm doing the dishes.
I just did that, and
I just did that. But
that's besides the point.
But we switch.
You're right.
We do switch. Like, I feel like it's not inherent one way or the other.
Yeah.
Like, how many times is something like broken and I'm like, hold on, I got this. Give me a second. You know, so it's like, even as a community, something that we're fighting against, which is like, I guess like a heterosexual normative things.
Yeah.
And we fall right into it. And I think that's kind of the same thing with the mask. Like, we're giving labels to different type of masculine presenting women to like almost make it okay that there's feminine traits when you could have just had feminine traits to begin with as a woman.
Yeah.
Like, hello.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Like, I don't know. So I think this person sounds very jaded.
Yeah.
Which, yeah.
Like I said, I can understand. And it's hard for me to give it true, because I feel like I might fit a certain image. And it's like, well, of course, you look like that. Of course, you can't think that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I could understand that. I can get that.
Yeah.
It's okay, though.
I hope you're good, though, fam.
Yeah. You'll be alright.
I think they just need a girlfriend.
They just need a girlfriend.
They gotta go talk to the other Redditor about how the dating scene is so...
Not us arranging marriages here on Reddit. That's crazy.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Like, hey, we think r/blah blah blah should speak to r/blah blah blah.
Oh, it's raining.
Oh, is it? Oh my God. I don't know why you said, oh, it's raining. And I immediately was like, fire. There's grills right there. Yeah. And for some reason, I was like,
children grilling.
There's actual children.
There's 4 children.
Children as in under the age of 18.
Yeah, they're like 17 years old.
They're definitely in high school.
1,000%.
Let's see. You know, I saved this one, but I wasn't sold.
Okay. I mean,
no.
Okay.
Okay. Nope. Okay. And then, should we do a heavy one?
Want to end off with the heavy one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, no. I realized that it'll be another 40 minutes if we have that one. If we have a heavy one.
Okay.
So I'll do this other one that is like I guess kind of in the same line of what we've been talking about, which is dating and stuff like that. So the title. Do you also observe the same phenomenon amongst lesbian couples? That they seem to fail so easily. So far, I've had 4 relationships where it started off with such an intense, reciprocated feeling, if not the U-Haul style, then instant promises, decisions, and limerence. And then suddenly changes, either after a couple of months or a year, as if the trial period ended, and now they don't have to try for the relationship anymore. Problems emerge, but why fix them together? Better to hide till you blindside the other person. I didn't even have one of them trying to be respectful in the meaning of talking things through and trying to find the solution, which I would expect after a year of a relationship. Every time they made a decision for both of us where I was put to the fact that it's over. Of course, I'm not ideal, but I really don't think it's just because I'm doing something terribly wrong. I go to therapy. I care for other people. I have friends, and I observe a similar trend with others. One friend is 34, another's 27. That's us. Are they talking about us? Hold on.
That's weird.
Both of them experiencing the same thing on the dating apps. Oh, not us. A couple of intense dating months where they try to slow the other person down, as if saying that they don't want to move in together right away, and then suddenly they hear the other girl is not ready for a relationship after all, and they are really cool, fun people, and otherwise nicely organized lives. So what's really going on? How come I have so many seemingly happily long-term hetero and gay relationships, but it doesn't seem to be the case with lesbians?
So I think the first few months are supercharged and like super intense and stuff phase. I think because of how emotionally driven it is, I can see where after those few months you're trying to continuously chase that feeling.
Right.
Not that the honeymoon phase goes away. I think you're in control of that by maintaining the spark and stuff. But I think that if you continue to chase that high where nothing bothered, like everything seemed to have been so perfect, and now you move in, now life starts, bills start adding up, socializing, just going to work. I think just in general, life happens, and you're still trying to maintain something that sensation that you had the first 2-3 weeks or something like that. I think that's what makes it. That's why I think relationships like that fail. Right.
Yeah, it's like getting like an insane amount of dopamine.
Yeah.
And it's the crash afterwards. I think that I feel like sometimes in like women relationships, it's really easy to connect with someone who understands, right? Yeah. Which I think is part of it, is that especially if you're like like say like a bi person, a pan, or like a new lesbian.
Yeah.
When you've dated men before, and then the first woman you speak to, you're like, you are perfect. And it's not that they're not perfect, but at the same time, it's just, this is someone who's able to connect with you because there's so many things that can go unsaid about being a woman, what your experience is. Yeah. So it's like you feel like you're having a connection, but just because someone has a similar experience or can understand something doesn't mean that you guys are right for each other. And I think that's a really big problem in the lesbian community, that you're just speaking to someone who completely understands where you're coming from, but in reality, you guys don't know who each other, like who you guys are deep down.
Yeah.
And then once the spark goes away and the excitement of like, oh my God, they're so perfect, they're this, they're that, and the third, and you start realizing that they still have flaws. And there's things that you didn't know.
Because you didn't want, either one, you didn't want to recognize. I was like, you just took it as an off chance that was a weird response or a weird behavior and stuff like that. Yeah. Instead of seeing it as something that, hey, do I want to deal with that long term?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I like how you respond to that type of answer in front of people. Is that what you, were you just nervous, or is this baseline who you are?
Is this what you're going to do? Yeah.
I mean, and it comes up frequently after the, little phase of yours. And it's like, now that's irritating you. Well, that's not fair.
Yeah,
because they didn't know. Exactly. So I think that's I think if both people understand or have clear expectations of what the relationships to look like following this phase, and understand that everything's going to be great all the time and there will be difficult conversations that need to be had.
Yeah.
But you don't have to make you could take those negative conversations and turn them into positive experiences instead of just like, not every hard conversation has to be negative.
This is true.
They're just, if you take the bias out of it, or you take your own emotions out of it, it's just a conversation.
It is a conversation.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. I
with the intent, but also I guess understanding the intent of the other person isn't to hurt you or anything like that. It's just, I'm just trying to have a conversation to see where your head is at.
Right. I just think that everything with women in general, like, are so emotionally charged.
Yeah.
That it's almost hard to pull yourself out of that.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult to pull your emotions out, and I think that sometimes you just have to take a minute to yourself. And
yeah, I think also, like, let's think about it. Like, a lot of the literature, like, is so inherently romantic when you think about things. Mm-hmm. Like when it comes to like lesbian relationships, like everything is so passionate and the longing and the feeling. Like they said, limerence. Like it's there's a lot of fluffy language on how lesbian relationships are described, which I agree with.
They are right, but it doesn't show the other emotionally charged. It could be passionate in both ways.
Correct. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, how do you maintain that? And I think it's about getting deep sooner than you think. Like, because I think just because you have the same views as someone doesn't mean you've learned about them. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, we like to coordinate. Phenomenal. Mm-hmm. This isn't what keeps us together. No. Because we like to coordinate outfits. No. That's not what it is. So I think that people need to stop on like, oh my God, she's liberal like I am, or she likes this influencer like I do. Yeah. Like, oh, they like the same type of music. Like, you need to find out way more than that. Yeah. It's deeper than that. It's so much deeper than that. So I think it's just easier in heterosexual relationships to like cut these things out sooner because, you know, men tend to just do what they want to do regardless. Yeah. Right. And it's up to you to decide whether you're going to do it or not. Versus I think everything is so fluffy and light and beautiful and warm and oh my God and ta 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 ta. Because like all you guys can do is talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. Yeah. But like sometimes you're talking, you're just not getting deep enough.
But also like on social media, how people will display their relationships, and that also is like, wow, it's like super lovey-dovey, they're super connected, everything like that, and then it goes to a hard, they're no longer together.
They're no longer in that.
There's no middle part of it, and sometimes and then you see the but you do see like more heterosexual relationships where they show the ups and downs, not so much the downs, but you can see when there is an issue going on, and I think also that plays a part into how lesbian relationships reveal like, wow, this is what it should look like. You should look like you're coordinating in this, and that means happiness and all that, when in reality that's not even the tip of the iceberg. Right. And then you see the video of like, we're no longer together. We appreciate you guys supporting us and being one with us and blah 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 and all that stuff. So I get it.
I wonder if another part of that is maybe lesbians don't show a lot of the issues because like there's already enough negative things about being gay in general. Like they're like,
of course, and they also an image you're trying to keep and stuff like that. And I can understand that.
Yeah. So
I understand.
Multifaceted.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That's a tough one.
That was
So how'd you feel about Reddit?
I like this. I could enjoy doing this like once a month or so.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I have homework. I'm gonna pick a different topic next time.
Yeah, I like not knowing.
Yeah,
I like not knowing.
And like I like briefly read some of these. Like I read them, but I scanned them. I scanned them like just to make sure that they're nothing crazy. But I tried my best to like read and get the gist and then hop out of it. Like, this is like it's
a good topic.
There's a good topic. It's short enough. You know, we're not reading a Bible right now. Just to make sure. But like I like the thought maybe in the future, you know, when we're big podcasters. Yeah, we will. Like have like a producer like find them so then both of us don't know. I mean, I can't do that right now.
Not with the pockets.
Not the way my pockets are set up. I think it would be a lot more interesting.
I think so.
Or maybe next time you choose the topics.
That means I have homework. Okay, that's fine. I could do that.
Could do that?
I could do that.
That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
And then you could pick your own topic.
Okay. How about we both come with the topic?
Okay. Do a two-parter?
Yeah.
It's our thing.
We like 2 parts.
Okay. Do it like that. I think that'd be cool. Like that. All right. Welcome to our planning session, everyone.
Yeah. Thanks for joining. Click subscribe so we know that you were here.
Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell to get notifications. Copyright.
I couldn't even get it through. So
yeah, I'm glad because it would have been a problem.
Yeah.
But I do want to say it's been really interesting seeing the feedback.
Oh yeah, for sure.
People liking and commenting. People comment to us more directly because it's a lot of our friends and family who are watching it right now. But yeah, just keep liking things.
Keep liking it. Keep
the analytics are cool.
Yeah,
it's seeing cool around the world, people who've listened to the podcast. We've had a few places, and I'm like, how'd you find it? How'd you find this podcast? But how though?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, comment, share. I know like everyone says that, but like it does help, and it's cool to see.
It excites us.
It does excite us to look at like the little upticks and what people like, what people don't like, or not don't like, but didn't see. You know what I mean?
No, for sure.
So it's interesting, but let us know. Put it in the comments.
Like it, comment, bring it back. Okay, I stopped myself again. Funko-matic. Sorry.
All right.
It's been real.
Bye.